Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome, Notorious Money fam, to another Notorious Money Minute. It's your boy, Adrian. What does the story of Daniel in the Old Testament teach us about how to live a rich life? Daniel and all of the Israelites were taken captive by King Nebuchadnezzar and all of the Babylonians. And Daniel and his friends were living with other Babylonian children. And they were forced to live in the way that Babylonian children were going to be raised and grow up. Even though the culture and the things that the Babylonians were doing were against the beliefs and the traditions and the faith of Daniel and his friends. The king ordered the children, both the Babylonian children and the Israelite children, Daniel and his friends, to eat meat and to feed themselves, to fine wine and dine. And he offered them basically, top tier cuisine, everything, so that they can be healthy, strong, and for their purposes, right? For what the king wanted was for them to grow up, be strong, and to serve them. But Daniel and his friends, they refused because it was against their faith and against the laws and commandments that they believed in. So instead of wining and dining and eating all of the red meat that the Babylonians were eating, Daniel and his friends sort of did like an intermittent fast where they only ate vegetables and stayed drinking water. And this, after 10 days, Daniel he and his friends challenged the Babylonian leadership, and he told them to compare him and his friends after a certain amount of days versus the Babylonian children. After the time happened and they were able to assess the Babylonian children versus Daniel and his friends, they saw that Daniel and his friends were healthier and stronger than the children who were just eating red meat, who looked lethargic and unhealthy. So what does this show us? We know that later on, Daniel, when he grows up and he is then thrown in the lion's den, we know that through his faith and his perseverance and his diligence and putting the trust in what he believes in, knowing the value of his life and the life of others, he was able to walk out of the lion's den as a conqueror. And the lions did not touch him. So, how does this even apply to our rich lives? It applies in this way. A lot of us are always thrown things every single day. Every single day we're through Amazon, through all of the different things that are taking up our attention and somehow getting in our pockets and taking our money. We are always offered the fine dine cuisine, whether that's products, whether that's new subscriptions, fancy toys, things that maybe in the short term they're important to you, but long term maybe they're not even what really fulfills you. Maybe it's all just a quick hit of fun and satisfaction that over a short period of time, very quickly, doesn't amount to anything. See, Daniel, the value of his life, he had something that was more important, a cause that was more important to him, and he wasn't fazed by all the fanciness and all of the things that the Babylonians were offering him. He knew what his rich life was. He knew what was more important. He knew what was going to fulfill his life. He knew his purpose, and he knew how to leave a legacy. And he left it. So for us, how do we leave a legacy? How do we really put value in what's important to us? It's by not putting value in the things, not spending, not wasting our time adding value to things that aren't important to us and that take away our money. That's how you live your rich life. Being focused on your goals, being focused on what really makes you rich, what really gives you fulfillment. If there are certain things in your life that you know are just things that are materialistic that you do not really care about, that's where you can start making a difference. And instead of wasting money on that new Tesla that all you want to do is buy it because you want to You want to show other people how cool you are, and because you really hate them and you want to show them that you're better than they are, and you want them to envy you and be jealous. Instead of doing that, you can turn around and invest that money to a good cause, to your future, to your posterity, to your legacy. That is what Daniel knew. Daniel knew in that moment, if I reject this, everything will work out because I have faith in what I really want and the legacy that I want to leave. And then God was able to compensate him with miracles later on in his life. What are the miracles that you can do, that you can see in your life? Plenty of miracles. If you have the diligence and you add juice and you add importance and you tell your money to be spent and control it and spend it on the things that really add value to your life and give you fulfillment and leave a legacy, just like Daniel. I hope you guys can focus and re-engineer and live that rich life right now, and think about that red meat that the Babylonian king is dangling right in front of your face. How can you say no and prioritize the things that are most important to you? Notorious Money fam, I'll catch you guys later. Have a great day.